I've got the Callaway Opus wedge in a 54, and I've also got the Callaway Opus Platinum in a 54. Now firstly, the shape and looks of these Opus wedges is delightful. This is nice and clean. They've looked at what tour players wanted, they've designed and built what tour players wanted, and then put that idea into retail because tour players kind of know what they're doing. The first thing that I'm really excited about is the micro milling here, which is at an angle. So because it's at a slight angle across the face, when you hit it square on, you've got the normal grooves creating friction vertically with the ball. But when you cut across it or leave the face open, those micro grooves are now square to the target. So you've got more vertical friction. You don't lose as much when you're doing things like that with a wedge, which we do quite often. Design wise, sitting in the bag, they look nice and clean. There's lots of little things that you can do in terms of like changing color and stuff in here. It's nice and easy to work with. In the Opus, the standard shaft is a dynamic gold mid 115 gram wedge flex shaft. And in the Platinum, we've got a grey gunmetal-y kind of finish on the same shaft but different shaft. It's the dynamic gold mid Tour Issue 115, which Tour Issue is always better. But it looks really cool. They do this in a blue head as well. The blue head, I'm not a fan of the blue head on the grey shaft. It doesn't quite make sense to me. Upgrading the grip as well, we've got the MCC. But these Opus, the standard ones in a black head, are magnificent. The only thing with the black heads is that you can't see the numbers stick out as well. So when you make them yellow or green or something, they pop out. All right, so I'm just picking a random hole. I'm gonna do some partial swings, and then I'm gonna do some full swings, and just see what the difference in flight is between the two, because the Platinum wedge has a big old tungsten weight at the top of the head. Now the idea behind that is that when you've got that weight above the head, above the golf ball, being above the golf ball, it places the pressure downwards and it launches the ball lower and spins it more. So some other brands do this by getting thicker and chunkier on this top bit, but this still stays quite slim and clean and does it with a different material, a denser metal, just to place the weight at the top. So I've got the standard Opus with a Callaway Chrome Tour X. The Callaway Chrome Tour X does spin a lot more with a wedge, but partial swings, I've got 74 to the pin. Let's clip a few of these. I'm changing technique a little bit. I keep I keep hinging my wrist too much. I need to calm that down to get more consistent presentation. Through the ball, toe slappy, I'll take it. Good yardage, drop and stop. Now to be fair, my normal wedges are flatter, which holds the ball out to the right hand side, so missing to the left is expected, not that much. Get through the ball assertively. No dilly-dallying, no. Get there, through. And let's see what the Platinum does. Now actually, there is a couple of scrappy shots in there, just missed strikes, cold swings. First one and that one, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 decent strikes. Same feeling swing. That does feel more solid. It does feel like there's more mass in the head, stopping it from deflecting. The shaft might be a little bit stiffer as well, which will stop deflection from off-center hits. That felt quite nice. Yeah, that's nice. Now my only gripe with the Platinum is that they don't go low enough in loft. I think it's the 54 up to the 60 that they do. But if you want a full set of Platinum wedges, you can't have it. So what I would probably do is get the Opus wedges in all the lofts that I want, and then maybe just get the Platinum in the most lofted, if the numbers look good here. Because with my wedges, I do like the whole set to be the same. I got a little bit wristy, didn't get through the ball. There it is. Stopping quick. Yeah, I like that. Just feels good. But they are currently £199 against £159. Bit of a difference. So 159 once they've actually come out and got onto retail and got onto websites and stuff. That's what the Jaws were last year. It's not a massive jump from that. So I've got one absolutely terrible shot to take out there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm gonna hit one more Opus just to level up the playing field. So we've got 5 on 5. That felt good. Drop and stop. Nice. So partial swings, nowhere near full. So with the Platinum, my efficiency is slightly better, 1.08 against 1.06, and I've seen this last time I tested as well, but my mic dropped out, so I couldn't actually use that video. Bit more mass in the head, getting more force through the ball. Bit less mass in the head than the Opus, getting less force through the ball, so it doesn't pop off as well. Also, when you've got less loft, you get through the ball, you get more speed. When you've got more loft, you get less rebound off the face. Because of that weight at the top of the Platinum and the ball launching that little bit lower, that's possibly why we've got a bit more juice out of the same speed. But I'm hitting 13.8 down against 13.2 down, a bit more down on the Platinum. That could be the way the club's designed. Into out 1, into out 1.9, much the same. And also on the Opus wedge, my peak height, the highest point the ball reaches is 34. On the Platinum, the highest point the ball reaches is 30, so it's 4 yards lower. On a windy day, that's going to stay under a lot more control. Ooh, I swung the Opus slightly faster and only got 0.4 of extra ball speed. So my speed increased and the ball speed just increased. So like I was describing before, that's possibly why. Launch angle higher, launch angle lower, higher spin, lower spin. So lower launch, higher spin, that's what I would expect from that Platinum bit. So the lower launch and higher spin on a smaller set of shots, on like a reduced swing, won't have as much variance in the data, but we do get a separation. That tungsten weight in there is doing what it's supposed to do. 72 against 70, 4 yards of variance against 1 yard of variance. Cool. Dispersion ring much tighter on the Platinum, a little bit looser on the Opus. That's not to say that the Opus is a bad wedge by any stretch of the imagination. So my normal yardage with my 54 is 116, so I've got 54s here. I've got 117 to the pin just to give myself a yard of kind of like spill out as such. Let's blast a few of these, starting with the Platinum. Let's see what it does on a fuller shot. A little bit slappy. It's more like it. Through the ball. Feels good, feels really good. So one shot there to ignore, which was the first one. It was just scruffy. 115 average, 0 variance. I've only gone 1 up yet, 1 yard down, 1 yard up. 4 good ones. Let's go. Opus. Feels higher, not necessarily too high. Definitely not going as far. I think that's me. Let's have a look. So I've put an average of 87.2 and 87.7. I'm fractionally faster with the Opus, not as fast with the Platinum by a minimal amount. Again, I've got more rebound off the face, less rebound off the face. There's a bit more meat pushing that ball towards the hole. I'm hitting 9.3 down and 9.0 down, 3.6 out, 4.4 out. So I'm a bit more into out, might get a bit more draw from the Opus on that set of shots. Kind of want to ignore these 2 shots here just because I don't think I hit them as good. Ball speed dropped, strike was down, yeah. But on the fuller shot, I've got 90 yards of peak height with the Platinum, and then the Opus has 93 yards of peak height, so just a little bit higher. Again, same sort of thing as the shorter shot, as the not full shot into the green. So it's for some reason not giving us backspin, but dispersion rings quite tight, quite similar, not a massive variation, just a bit more left with the Opus. My delivery changed slightly for some reason. Speed slightly faster with the Platinum once I've taken those 2 shots out. Launch lower, we'll have a look at the spin. 1 yard more with 0 variance, 2 yard variance on the 114. It's not bad, they're not far off from each other. You're not like missing out by not having the Platinum, but then with the Platinum it's just that little bit better. Spin wise, yes, on average 10,158 with the Opus. Platinum gives me 10,500. So I've just got 400 revs more. It's not a huge amount. Launch and lower spinning, more general trend with the Platinum compared to the Opus, but it's just better. Like the deviation is with the Platinum, just tighter, about the same, not as tight, just tighter, just tighter, just tighter, just tighter, just tight. There's just tighter on every element apart from the spin. Put a little bit of that down to my strike. But if all the data points are just better, just tidier, when I'm playing golf for a whole year or a whole season with these wedges, how many times am I just going to be close enough to hold the putt, or just going to get that more consistent landing area to get over the bunker tight to the pin? It's kind of like your call. But I do really like these wedges. They sit nicely behind the ball. There is a load of different grind options and bounce options. If you want to know about them, jump in the comments and then I'll make a specific video for that, but only if you comment. But other than that, if you're looking for new wedges, do consider the Opus. They are lovely bits of kit. I will do a head-to-head comparison against the RTX 6 to see how that goes, and I reckon I might even do a wet test. So do subscribe if you want to see future videos. I reckon a wet test would be cool because they're saying that the displacement of water and the consistency of the shots when it's wet is very good. So I will see how that comes out in my own test. Because let's face it, we don't really play in the dry all the time. There's always a bit of dew on the grass. There's always a bit of moisture in the air. Just taking the edge off of the shot. But I will see you on the next video. Peace out.